Yo. Savage. Savage as fuck, Meliodas. That was savage. That was... Holy crap. What Meliodas did to Derriere and Mon, that was very fucked up. That Meliodas, since his death, we know he was fighting the Demon King. And the Demon King wanted to come back, in a way. I think the Demon King might have grabbed Meliodas in some way and maybe manipulated him or changed him in some way, because he is hell of a lot crueler than he was in the past. Because one line alone, the ending line he said at the end of this chapter, was enough to let us know this isn't the same Meliodas that we're used to throughout Taizai. Let me explain. So, Derriere, she has a plan with Mon. They're about to launch their biggest attack towards Meliodas, and Meliodas, since he normally has this personality to where he doesn't want to harm them, to where he will kill them, he just maybe, like, break a couple of their bones, but he won't kill them. He'll do anything he can where he doesn't have to kill these people. Derriere knew this. And so she had it to where Mon was charging up an ability would eventually attack Meliodas, since he wouldn't try to really kill her, and so Meliodas would take the full blow. He wouldn't actually use full counter to kill them. When Meliodas states that that's what I would have said in the past, the old me would have said that, I'm like, whoa, what? Like, Meliodas straight up, he says, like, I don't want to kill you. I do anything I can to make sure I don't kill you right now. He's just blocking blows and stuff for what Derriere's doing, her combo, and then all of a sudden he gets up closer right before the blast hits. He's like, that's what the old me would have tried to do. And then all of a sudden he launches her into the air, and he says full counter, and then he hits both of them. And that right there just lets us know that Meliodas, savage, straight up savage, hell of a lot eviler than he ever has been. And if I had to place any bets, definitely being dead and fighting the Demon King most likely did something to him. He's definitely different. Now, his interaction with Elizabeth, it felt almost normal. It was a normal interaction we would see with Elizabeth and Meliodas. Besides, I guess Elizabeth accepting Meliodas and his perversions. I mean, it was a normal interaction between the two characters. There wasn't really out of the ordinary when it came to that, dialogue in this chapter. But then when we got to the stuff with the fight, that's when the entirety of the mood changed, and you see that Meliodas is doing a hell of a lot different things that he normally never would have done. So let's talk about what happened at the end. So Meliodas used full counter, and the reason why they actually were willing to use a blast like that, like why, Mon used that, was because he didn't expect Meliodas to try to kill them. And that was one of the big plans right now, because they knew how Meliodas was. He wouldn't try to kill them, so they were using that against Meliodas to put him down, and they were willing to take the risk of, Meliodas possibly using full counter, because they believed that, even if he did use full counter, he wouldn't kill them with it. But after what he did and threw her into the blast, you see Mon jump in, he grabs Derriere and then blocks her. If I had to place any bets, most likely Mon is gonna die. I could already see it now. I can see it to where, like, we open up next week's chapter, Mon is probably either A, he's gonna be dead, and then Derriere is gonna still be alive, or Mon's gonna be almost dead, and then Derriere is gonna have to retreat or run away with him because of how bad he's injured. She's probably injured as well. So, I mean, just judging by the way the chapter ended, there's only two likely possibilities. I guess three. I mean, they could both be dead. That is a possibility, but I highly doubt that because of how Nakaba-sensei has written these two characters. I mean, there's just so much information and, I guess, different hints about their backstories and their characters that just makes them rather way too interesting to just kind of finish them off here. It's kind of like, how Estarossa and Zeldris is. I mean, I just highly doubt those two characters are dead. They're probably in purgatory or something, and they might eventually come back. But I'm just getting to the point to where, with the way these two characters have been kind of built up more than any other Ten Commandments, I just highly doubt, at the very least, both of them will be killed off in the exact same chapter. So if anything, Mon's probably going to die, and Derriere most likely will continue to live on. But still, very savage just to see what Meliodas did to them. So, speaking of other things of this chapter, let's talk about what happened to Mama Pig. So Mama Pig last week, as we saw, Mama Pig rampaged through the Gray Demon and Red Demon, just kicked their fucking ass like it was nothing, and all of a sudden you have it to where Derriere, her ability, she's like combo going, and every time she punches something without stopping, she gets stronger physical power. And as she got to her combos around in the 50s, she hit Mama Pig right in the side of the stomach and just pushed her stomach in and then made her fall over. Now, we don't know if she is dead. You actually get to see a quick panel after the blow to where she's laying on the ground and you see the big puncture in the side of her stomach. We don't know if she is dead. We don't know if it's a possibility that, you know, she could be fine. We have no idea, but there's a lot going on around the pigs, especially Hawk. And speaking of Hawk, Hawk got hit out into outer space. Like, this man just got launched out into orbit because Derriere, after hitting Mama Pig, okay, after taking that big-ass blow to the stomach and then Mama Pig collapses over, Hawk jumps in and gets punched directly in the face and goes flying out into the orbit. Now, the way Meliodas reacted to that, it didn't seem like he was necessarily worried. Like, it didn't seem like he truly, so to say, cared completely. I mean, he's like, now you've gone and done it, but he didn't seem like he was, like, sad, like he just lost a friend. So I don't know if it has something to do with maybe the savage side to Meliodas and how he's different from he once was, or maybe he believes that Hawk is going to be fine since there's a lot of mysteries around the pig. But whatever the case may be, Hawk got sent way out into the distance, and so he's probably not going to be around our group for a long while, judging by how far he got hit, unless Meliodas knows where he lands and then jumps over there to get him and then comes back real quick. And that's the only thing that most likely could possibly happen. So getting off of that, let's talk about the symbol. The demonic symbol on Meliodas' forehead. So, a while back, if you remember, we had a brief flashback to when Meliodas was the leader of the Ten Commandments. We had a brief flashback, it's a while ago, maybe majority of you have forgotten about it, but many chapters ago, when we got to see a flashback of how Meliodas at one point in time was in charge of the Ten Commandments, and he was kind of evil, his entire symbol on his forehead, his demonic symbol, was completely different. It looked completely different from what we see in the latest chapters of Taizai. And with this chapter, his demonic symbol on his forehead is completely similar to how he was in the past. For instance, it looks similar to the actual symbol that he had when he was a part of the Ten Commandments. It doesn't look like the same symbol he had when he was away from them and, you know, he was, you know, had this good side to him. So definitely something is going on there. Most likely he's gotten more of his abilities, but he's probably stepped into the realm of darkness to where he's kind of evil. So I can't wait to see where Nakaba Sensei is going to take that. But overall, the chapter was fantastic. Can't wait to see what happens next. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.